Ladies and gentlemen, I come to you with some unfortunate news. It appears that the WBO champion Brian Castano has suffered a torn bicep, and he may be unable to compete via my inside industry sources. That sucks. Yeah, that sucks. What are you going to do, though? Guy tore his bicep. That seems to be the story. Very unfortunate. Boxing is unpredictable. Boxing isn't like other sports. A part of what makes boxing and the buildup of a quality boxing match so surreal is those moments when you almost don't believe it's about to happen. Like I remember watching Chavez versus Camacho very young. I was very young when that fight took place, but I remember I got goosebumps for the ring walks, that they were actually about to fight and I was actually going to be able to see it, to witness it. I remember ever since then that, for big fights or important fights, or at least fights that you're really looking forward to and anticipating, in those moments, right before the fight, when you know that, okay, it's going down. These are the moments, these are the minutes, the seconds before the fight. It's surreal because you almost don't believe you're going to be able to see it. More so these days when there are any number of hindrances and obstacles and injuries. Politics alone stop most of the fights we want to see from happening. In this situation with Brian Castano, I was very much looking forward to the fight. It's a very important fight. I very much like the first fight. A lot of people have their opinions about the scoring. Better still, it was an excellent fight, and the rematch, I was very much looking forward to that. But unfortunately, the word around the campfire, word on the street, is that Brian suffered a torn bicep. Now, if that story checks out, maybe they postpone it. The question is for how long. All the belts are all tied up in this thing. So if you try to postpone it, all those mandatory challengers, just any one of those guys that are waiting for a shot at that belt, you postpone their title shots as well. There could be friction, maybe. We know that Tim Tszyu is very close to his shot at the WBO title. Now, by way of the WBC, Erickson Lubin and Sebastian Fundoria are supposed to be fighting for that position. Thus, they shouldn't have friction with the green belt people. They shouldn't have friction with them because a mandatory challenger has not yet been assigned. By way of the IBF, who have been eerily quiet the last year, 2 years, I don't know who their mandatory challenger is for the red belt at this time. It seems like they haven't ordered a mandatory in a very long time. I believe it's Murtazaliev. But I don't know what Murtazaliev's situation is. Murtazaliev is from Russia. He has a lot of consonants in his name, a lot of T's, a lot of Z's, a lot of K's, all that good stuff you guys love. It just sucks. But you have to wonder, if it's true that his bicep is torn, how do they proceed? Do they postpone the match for a later date, or do they just have Jermell satisfy one of his mandatories in the in between time? In a situation like that, what do you do? It sucks. And yeah, man, it just sucks. In other news, you guys know one of my favorite fighters. I should say one of my favorite up-and-comers. Hold on, let me pull up the joint. That's right. One of my favorite up-and-comers. The girl featured here is Raven Chapman. She very recently signed to Frank Warren. Bit surprised to hear that. I would have expected that any female boxer that has intentions of joining a major promotional outfit would either decide between Matchroom or Boxer, because Matchroom, they have their stable of Valkyries, all the work they've been doing, And obviously, Sky Sports, very big platform in the United Kingdom. They have their own stable of fighters. Ebony Jones, Georgia O'Connor, Natasha Jonas was going to be in action this weekend, and we're going to talk about her fight. We're going to break that down. Clarissa Shields, Savannah Marshall, April Hunter. They got a lot of girls, and they could use that many more. Raven Chapman is no ordinary prospect to me. She's a very special fighter. More special than some of the special fighters. The reason I say this is because, you can see a fighter that has the ability to become a champion. You can see that they have that early on. Usually you can tell, or usually I can tell, because I'm special, because I'm a Capricorn. Raven Chapman strikes me as such a fighter. Yes, I have morphed into Raven Chapman. That's right. That is who I am. Raven Chapman has that ability to be that kind of fighter. And more. Yes, that's right. This is Raven Chapman you're talking to. It's me. I just signed to Frank Warren. I'm just playing. She has that ability to become that fighter, that champion. But I see more for her than just that. You can usually tell when a fighter has the ability to become world class. Raven is one of these fighters I see that when the time comes, nobody's going to be able to deal with her. Nobody when the time comes. She's a featherweight. She's campaigning as a featherweight. That's where she's going to be campaigning. That's 126. That's where Amanda Serrano has Sophia over there dying. Yes, that's right. I have turned into Raven Chapman. That is, I have an exclusive interview with Raven. Raven's not talking or moving right now. She's still in shock over signing to Frank Warren. That's right. Now let me stop fucking around. All right. Well, Raven signed to Frank Warren, which took me by surprise. I hope that he gets her fights. I hope that he keeps her busy. She's a ways out from fighting for a title, though I think, given that she's a featherweight, that's 126. That's where Amanda has 2 belts, Amanda Serrano. That's where Sarah Mahfoud of Denmark has a belt, the IBF. And that's where Erica Cruz has a belt, Erica of Mexico, the WBA champion. When the time comes, I don't think politics will get in the way of Raven's title run, her campaign, because she's a ways out from that campaign. 2 of the belts are all tied up with Amanda Serrano. And depending on what happens with Katie Taylor, those 2 belts could go vacant for a variety of reasons. She's up there at 135 right now. That's where her last fight was. So it's only a matter of time before the WBO put her on the spot and ask her, well, where are you campaigning? Because, you can't hold up the division. That's what they do. As far as Raven, I could see Raven fighting for a title in a year to a year and a half, maybe 2 years. 2 years would be best. Let her get her feet wet. Let her, create a buzz, create a following, create excitement, because she's a very exciting fighter to watch. Like I said, you got good prospects out there, and then you have blue chip prospects. Raven is a blue chip prospect. That means that this is a fighter who you can be fairly confident will go all the way with the proper grooming, matchmaking, and backing. She just needs time to develop. I half expected her to sign to Matchroom because she was on the undercard of Kid Galahad versus Kiko Martinez. So you kind of figured that, well, it looks like she's going to sign to Matchroom if she's fighting on Matchroom shows. That's not the case. According to Steffi Bull, she wanted to go to Queensbury. She wanted to go to BT. So it is what it is. And, hey, I was a fan of her before, still a fan of her now. We will see how that pans out. And, yeah, man, it's wild, Joe. I noticed that a lot of people are very upset with the Haney versus Vasyl Lomachenko situation. Well, not Haney versus Lomachenko, but Haney, Loma, Kambosos, that entire fiasco. A lot of people, I was goody Leo, was goody country, was goody don't ask me crazy, Sufami, Eson, WMMA, one lump sum, Daniel Rio, Stratford, yo! And yeah, man, a lot of people are really upset about that whole situation between George, Devin, Loma, and, they're spinning it. They're trying to make it seem like, I guess, people are okay with George circumventing Devin. That's the narrative. Like, if you go on Twitter, that's what you see people saying, that, oh, what happened to people wanting to see an undisputed champion? Bro, we did want to see an undisputed champion, but they took too long.
What are we supposed to do about that? Y'all know I've been saying this since late November. I've been saying this since late November. They got a limited window of time to do this undisputed fight because it won't take long for Bob to get Paco on the phone. It won't take him long to get Paco on the phone to order the fight. So you had all of December, all of January, and some parts of February to do the fight. If you don't do the fight, if you don't do whatever needs to be done to do the fight, acquiesce to whatever demands, make it happen. If you don't do that, bruh, what am I going to complain about? What, I'm going to act like Vasil Lomachenko is a cherry pick? Please. What y'all cats is really mad at is that if Loma get them belts, all that bullshit y'all like to celebrate, it's over for that. That's what a lot of these cats like. I got to straight talk the shit because what these cats really don't want, they don't want Loma to fight for the belts because they feel that he will beat George. That's how they feel. We'll see what happens when they fight, but that's how they feel. They don't like George's chances against Loma. And they like the bullshit, the stupid shit. How Davis rather fight Rolly than fight for Unified. How, Ryan is over here wasting everybody's time. Let's play Devin a violin. They like that bullshit. They like that toxic ass drama shit. They don't like fights. They don't like fights. And what they don't like is that if Vasil Lomachenko get them belts back, the fake gonna be separated from the real. We gonna see who still got energy to fight for belts if he gets them back. And that's what they don't like about that situation. See, I was never against Devin fighting for them belts, but I said it day after day, week after week, month after month, that you got a limited amount of time to do that fight, and you need to hurry up because you on borrowed time with this whole thing. You on borrowed time. It ain't going to take Bob long. It ain't going to take Paco long. It ain't going to take Loma long to put George on the spot. So whatever you need to offer George to get him to sign a dotted line, offer it up because then Devin will have the run of the place. If Devin goes there and he were to fight him and he would have beat him, Matchroom would control the lightweight division. They would have all the belts, so they would literally control the lightweight division. Ain't no way around them. But if you don't do the fucking fight, then you don't do the fucking fight. I ain't gonna be sitting here losing my mind like Kambosos versus Loma is a bad fight. We all know it's not a bad fight. And the real reason a lot of cats is mad is because if Loma get the belts back, the bullshit stops. All that bullshit that the lightweight division has become, all of that bullshit stops. Like, look, now I got the belts. Y'all still want them? Nah, you rather fight him? Oh, you rather, all right, long as we know that. Long as we know that. I was Goody Willie. If Haney won the straps, I reckon he vacates straight away. There's a lot of people that feel that way because look at how Teofimo Lopez played the shit. You won the belts. No rematch. All right, no rematch, fine. And they didn't want Vasil Lomachenko to get a rematch because they were afraid of what would happen. What terrifies a lot of these guys is that Loma might get the belts back. And if he get the belts back, be real. Who gonna beat him? A lot of people don't like to say this, but and really I don't like to say it because I don't want to diminish Teofimo Lopez's victory. And I don't want to diminish George's victory over Teofimo, but those victories had a lot to do with timing. You caught him at the right time, and then you got caught at the right time. It's karma, bro. It's the circle of life. You caught Loma at the right time when his low shoulder, because he got low ass shoulders. That's why he got problems, because his shoulders is mad little. He had some shoulder bullshit going on. He couldn't throw no punches. Ain't no motherfucking way, bro. The dude didn't throw punches for like 5 rounds. You know what I mean? It got to be a reason for that. Now, let me just post this link to the chat. Then I'm going to post I'm going to post for the people on Twitter that want to join in the conversation. What I believe is really at the heart of the Discord, and the reason that so many people are mad is because they don't want Vasil Lomachenko to fight for those belts. Late night boxing talks. That's what I think they really mad about. All that little kid shit that been going on, cause all of that shit is little kid shit, bro. Motherfuckers fighting an interim. Who audio messed up?
Hey, Mike.
I think that's shit, Mike Country. You got an echo.
I don't think so.
Somebody got an echo.
It ain't mine.
Is it me?
I think it is.
Leo.
But yeah, yo, all that. Yeah, see, somebody got an echo. You got to fix that shit. All that little kid shit that been going on, that Ryan want to play these stupid games. I mean, just think about what the lightweight division was and what it has become and what changed. I'll tell you what changed. The belts changed hands and the lightweight division became a fucking dud. Now, when Loma had the belts, at least you could say that he gonna fight people. You know what I mean? That he will fight people. That whoever got a belt, he gonna go see him. Whoever got a belt. But as soon as the belts changed hands, the whole goddamn division stagnated. The whole goddamn division. Ryan don't want to be a champion. He want to get like he want to be like a social media or something. Devin, it's like, yeah, I fuck with Devin, but I feel in here that like, yo, y'all fucked up that fight, man. Y'all fucked up that fight. Why was your daddy sitting there saying that let's change the narrative? The fight don't have to be in Australia. Yes, the fuck it does have to be in Australia. Because you want what George has.
Hey, Jules.
Yeah, that was no narrative at all. That's what had to happen. And they didn't take that. They didn't take that shit. They missed the ship. It's unbelievable.
I'm so sick of Ryan.
Hold on, one at a time, y'all. One at a time. Go ahead, Jay.
Oh no, I was done. Go ahead, Country. You good?
Go ahead, Country.
I'm so sick of Ryan right now, bro. I mean, to be honest, I want him to get stretched. Here's why. Because either it's going to wake him up or he's going to go away.
Real shit.
One or the other. And that's what needs to happen. Because that motherfucking... Oh, sorry. But that fool, he is a diva and a half, and he ain't even fought nobody. And it's annoying. He's beyond annoying. At this point, I actually like Adrian Broner better than him.
Listen. My thing is this. If the fights that needed to happen were happening, the lightweight division would have been okay, right? Like, let's say Ryan, he would have beat Luke, then he would have fought Devin. All right, that's fantastic. That's a battle of the unbeatens. That would have been fantastic. And while that's going on, Loma fights Lopez and all of that shit, right? But the way the division has been, you already had Ryan on his bullshit. Lopez gets the belts and then don't fucking defend him for a year so he could get a little bit more money on Triller, and then all that bullshit don't. It's like, yo, ever since Loma lost the belts, and a lot of motherfuckers don't want to admit it to themselves. Ever since Loma lost the belts, lightweight turned into a dud.
Facts.
How do you pull out of a Fortuna fight?
Seriously. Seriously. Ryan would have beat that dude. You know what I mean? Who knows? But still, it's like, I like his chances nonetheless. And it's like, after he beat Luke, what does he do? He wastes time calling out Tank Davis and Manny Pacquiao. Fuck is that shit?
But see, this is the thing. I don't attack him for Manny Pacquiao because I know for a fact that was legit. That wasn't clout chasing. Sean Gibbons was posting Ryan Garcia versus Manny Pacquiao to his page. For those that don't know, Sean Gibbons is Manny Pacquiao's guy at Pacquiao Promotions. And Ryan wasn't lying about that. You see what I mean? Now, the Davis shit, that's the fake shit. Because bro, they ain't going to make that fight. Why are you playing? They ain't about to make that fight. Why even bring them up? They ain't going to make that fight.
In-house.
You heard Ellerby and Floyd, what they said, man. That was the end of it right there.
Even before that, because he been, they've been doing that fake shit, and this is why I attack them both. Because both Ryan and Mayweather Promotions have been doing that fake shit. Like, how long y'all been talking about doing that fight, bro? What you think? Every fucking fight is Maypac? That shit is so corny. Y'all think every fight is Maypac? Like, no, we gonna build it. No, the real shit is y'all scared of what's gonna happen if y'all put him in there, even with Ryan. Because how do I know? They offered you $7 million for Tevin, no, $8 million for Tevin Farmer, and y'all didn't let him fight Farmer, bro. I would have picked Davis to beat Farmer.
Hey, Jules,
most people would have. Insanity.
Look what Oscar said when they asked him that time when Ryan was still with Golden Boy about fighting Tank. Oh, he's not ready for him yet. I mean, come on, man. What are you talking about? You know? Really?
Now let me read the super chats because they're piling up. Loma will make lightweight great again. Willie Lynch says, call me sentimental, but I miss the days when champions went around the world and challenged the best. Like, don't come to me, I'll come to you mentality. Shout out to Willie Lynch. What's goody, Jose? How you doing?
All good, my man. How are you guys doing?
Misma vaina, men, la misma vaina de siempre. Y yo lo que estoy diciendo es que la división, el 135 fue una división más mejor que cuando Lomachenko tenía esos cinturones, porque tú sabías que él iba a pelear con cualquiera. You knew he would fight. You knew it won't be a problem. For God's sake, as the reigning unified lightweight champion, he went to Luke Campbell's country. So you know he ain't scared to travel. Pero que cuando está con estos carajitos and all these young guys, look at what the division becomes.
I mean, you can actually see that Lomachenko get exasperated whenever, like, one of those guys have mentioned, because, like, 2-3 years ago, like, he didn't have to do all that shit to get a fight. You know what I mean? Like, with Pedraza was easy to do.
Linares.
With Linares was easy to do. You know, when you belt go wherever you at. You don't want to go out, fucking get it. You know, that's why he gets so many opportunities. You know, because he's willing to do whatever to get this belt. But
another example
guys,
of how...
I mean, just like,
one at a time, Isan.
No, I'm about to be done. Like, all these other guys always been saying, like, all this other bullshit, like, you know, for the fisted dude, Haney always saying, you know, he's willing to do everything, but at the end of the day, he always prices himself out. Ryan always have some mental breakdown, and Tank, you know, they don't have the money to put him against anybody else.
Now I'm gonna go to Isan. Isan, you see how people are reacting to. I'm sure that you've seen how people are reacting to Vasyl Lomachenko potentially getting that George Kambosos fight as opposed to Devin. What do you make of the people that are upset about it? What do you make of that?
I feel like those same people weren't as mad about us not getting undisputed at heavyweight. And I think they only just pick and choose when it matters to them. And yeah, that's I don't know. It's just it's a lot of hypocrisy, honestly. I mean, I understand. There's nothing wrong with wanting undisputed, of course, but you got to be consistent with it. When it came to heavyweight and Wilder stepping aside, or even with AJ stepping aside now, you have certain fans saying no, they need to do the fight, unify later. So it's like you just got to pick one. And I feel like most people are just mad that Loma's getting the fight because they don't like him, and they have their narratives to push.
Now, before I pass it to Leo, because he hasn't had the chance to chime in on this, I'm glad that Isan brought that point up. And I'm not just talking about the Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury. I'm talking about the Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder. When that was the conversation, people were actually, and I remember all of it, bro, because it wasn't that long ago. They were actually celebrating him choosing to fight Tyson Fury instead of Anthony Joshua. Ahead of the first fight, they were literally the same people that all of a sudden, oh, he's a cheater, he's the devil, these are the same people that was celebrating that, oh, he's fighting the lineal champion. That's better than literally on their little fucking channels. This is what they were saying. It's just
they were happy about Ortiz too.
It's just like Isan said, that undisputed didn't matter at heavyweight, but all of a sudden they expect everybody to cry that, and I'm sorry to say this because it really does look that way to me. They want us to be mad that Devin and Bill screwed the pooch, because that's what I see. You had 2.5 months to do this fight, and I don't think you realized why you need to do this fight. It's not just about money. It's about what happens after the fight. If you win, you control lightweight. Everybody has to pay you. Everybody. You know what I mean?
Yep.
These guys don't have a hustler's mentality of where you have to work up and build up. You know what I mean? Like the long game is worth it. And also, Julius, don't forget, people were okay with Wilder needing 10 million to let Stavern go undisputed with Vlad. It's twice for Wilder. Don't forget. I'm just saying. I'm just comparing. You know, because I don't like how people are picking and choosing when a fight has to matter because of the fighters that are involved.
Well, meanwhile, Wilder gave all that lip service talking about one face, one heavyweight champion, blah blah blah. Well, whatever happened to that, you know?
I'm so glad Country brought that up, because I said from the very beginning, all that one face, one name, that is bullshit. Why? And I said it. When I said it, it was a hot take, because people really thought that Wilder's career was going to be something that, and I saw it, like I seen it, like, bro, this guy is never going to be a unified champion. Never.
Como se dice, puro pinche mierda.
Pinche mierda. Pinche mierda.
I mean, fellas, quick question about like all the like about Ryan and Devin. Does anybody honestly see them ever leaving the country to fight outside the U.S.? Because I don't.
No,
I don't at all.
I never saw that happen, to be honest.
Now let me go to Leo, because Leo hasn't had the chance to chime in. Leo, same question I posed to Isan. You see that some people are unhappy that Vasyl Lomachenko and Top Rank have managed to beat Devin Haney to the punch. Why do you think those people are unhappy?
Why do they think? Because they don't like Loma. I don't understand why they don't like Loma. Because Loma, I said it before, there are 2, maybe 3 fighters, boxers in the world, in the whole world, that want to be undisputed. It's Lomachenko, Usyk, and maybe AJ. We don't know. After this fight, we can see. But Lomachenko went from featherweight. He couldn't get the fights that he wanted. He went to super featherweight. He also couldn't have the fights to be undisputed. So he moved up another weight class to try to be undisputed. So this is the guy that wants to be undisputed. All these other guys, they want to, I don't know, they want to stumble to undisputed.
Yeah.
Maybe if you catch the guy in the right place and the right time, they can win a belt, 2 belts, or maybe be undisputed. I don't even get that credit to Crawford, because Crawford has his issues, and who knows? But Lomachenko really wants those belts. So why I will be mad at him wanting to get those belts against the man who beat the man? He couldn't, and let's not forget, he wanted that rematch against Teofimo.
Yeah.
He wanted. He couldn't get it. Teofimo didn't want it. Okay, let's fight this guy that beat Teofimo. And that's it.
That's the next best thing, is to fight the guy that beat Teofimo. And listen, I am not one of these guys that is over the moon with Vasyl Lomachenko. For example, Vasyl Lomachenko has never been number 1 on my pound for pound list. I'm not a Loma fanboy, is what I'm saying. But what I'm also saying, is a consumer and a boxing fan, I like the lightweight division a lot more when he had the belts. When he lost those belts, that division started to suck. And it's not because of him. It's because you fucking dudes can't never get shit done. It took Lopez a year to fight George Kambosos. A fucking year. Ryan doesn't want to fight.
And a fucking mandatory.
A fucking
Yeah, and for what? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
I mean, but guys, you know what I think? I think that, let's just say the Lopez Kambosos fight took place on a timely fashion, right? Like it took place like early last year, pretty much when it was supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
If the fight had played out like we saw, at the very least, Teal could have got away with a draw on the Top Rank card. That's what I believe. At the very least, you think like he could have got away?
I agree with you. I agree with you, Joy. If that was a Top Rank card, exact same fight, fellas, same fight. If that would have been a Top Rank show, he would have got a draw. Because he scored a knockdown.
Yep. So did George. They both knocked each other down. But at the very least,
that's what I mean. That even though Tio got knocked down early, late in the fight, he scored a knockdown of his own.
Yep.
Then he'd have got to keep his belt. Then Top Rank would have got to kick those belts on the same side of the street. Then they'd have moved on.
Yeah, but before I pass it back to Jose, this is why I said, and those of you that follow this channel, y'all already know I said it from the get. This is a bad idea. You turning a little regular ass fight into this rift between you and your promoter that you're still under contract with. You're damaging that relationship. At the same time, you were struggling to make 135 before you even fought Loma. You spending way too much time on this regular ass fight just so you could get a little bit of money off the top. You wildin'.
He multitasking by burning a bridge and paying the price and losing the titles and the fight all at the same time. And for what? Look where he's at now.
that was the trifecta of fuck ups. That was the trifecta of, like, if you're gonna fuck up, you get a divorce, right?
Oh,
you
Jesus.
get but think about everything that happened. You get the divorce, right? Top Rank, they was mad at you for a minute, and you lost the fight.
And to make it worse, but to make it worse, all that stuff he said about Wilder complaining about losing, and then look what he did after he lost.
Bro,
called him a bitch. That's what he said. Called him a bitch.
And that's why karma is a bitch. Like, look, the common denominator with the pitfall of these fighters is they were greedy. That's a regular ass fight. You want big money for what isn't a big fight. Bro, Loma took a pay cut to fight you. You don't understand that? If that would have been you in Loma's shoes, I see that you wouldn't have fought him. How do I know? Loma decided to have that fight in the bubble with no audience. He didn't get to make the money. That the fight was worth more in the buildup, but we didn't anticipate that COVID was going to happen and shut everything. We didn't anticipate none of that. But he decided, hey, we're going to do the fight. Why not? We'll do it in the bubble. Fuck it. If that would have been Tio, the fight wouldn't have happened. No, it wouldn't have happened. You would have helped up.
Right?
What happened?
It was going to be a pay-per-view, right? Originally.
Yeah, like it was like it was going to be a pay-per-view and they wanted to have an audience. And what I see is that if the shoe was on the other foot and it would have been Loma it would have been Tio that had them 3 belts, I guess you wouldn't have had the fight until the audiences came back the way that you like to move. Because look at what you did over a mandatory. Low mandatory. That's the problem that a lot of these that I see with a lot of what's going on. That a lot of these cats is focused on the short game and not the long one. If that and this is what applies to this situation with Haney and Kambosos. They only looking at this fight. They not thinking about after the fight. They only looking at this fight. You don't understand if you go in there, you beat this guy, you control lightweight. You don't understand that? Nah, you just worried about the bag. I'm like, yo, who taught these guys how to hustle? Because they all hustle backwards.
That's what I was saying on Twitter. Like I put on Twitter, I was saying, like, sometimes in life, in any situation, sometimes you have to accept less to get more.
Now I'm gonna go to Jose with this question. What do you think happened that Haney didn't get the fight? What's your theory on Haney not getting that fight and Vasyl Lomachenko potentially getting that fight?
I mean, in my opinion, you guys can hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, in my opinion, they will never were planning to go to Australia in the first place. Second of all, I think they have a high opinion of themselves. Like, they already think they like some type of like reincarnation of Mayweather Jr.
Yeah.
They're not. Like, in my opinion, his career is very comparable to like Kobe Bryant was to Michael Jordan, in my opinion. Like, he was really good, but not as good as Michael Jordan in the sense of, because at the end of the day, I mean, Mayweather was a beast at 135 and 130. Like,
that's true.
Like, he had the chin, the speed, the hands, like that guy was untouchable. But anyway, like, he's a good fighter, but not as good as he think he is. And I think he knows he can lose that fight because Teofimo, at the end of the day, he took a lot of fucking punches from Kambosos. And other than the knockdown, he couldn't even move him because he still was moving forward and throwing punches. Like, if it would have been Haney, Haney wouldn't take that fucking punch from Teofimo. Like, hell no.
So I'm gonna go to. Let me go to Country. Country, what do you think held up the fight for Devin? What do you think the problem was? Just outside looking in.
You know, to be honest, I just, for whatever reason, like we were talking about a little while ago, he really doesn't want to go outside of the U.S. Maybe he feels that, you know, George would have the advantage down there and that he wouldn't get a fair decision, that sort of thing. Because they certainly were dragging their feet on it on the negotiations part, and now look what happened. I'm of the same opinion you were, though. I'm happy either way, whether him or Loma got it, as long as one of them did. But yeah, I think that's why, because I think that, and then also too, money. You know, that's the other thing that was holding them up, aside from not wanting to go to Australia, was that I think they wanted more money than what they, you know, should get. Or that seems to be an ongoing theme these days with a lot of boxers.
It does. Yes,
everybody
it does.
seems to think that they should get way more money than what they should be getting, and then they get mad when they don't get it, and then they don't fight, and then we're the ones who lose.
Now I'm gonna say that to Ayo Aid's comment, because he's saying I wanted Haney to get this fight. He deserves it more than Loma. No, he doesn't, because Loma's willing to do what Haney's not willing to do, and that's the problem. There is no, I mean, like, even deserves, like, look, I was pulling for Haney to get the fight. I was literally pulling, like, yo, this is it, bro. If you don't get this fight, I don't know what the fuck you're gonna do, because Ryan don't want nothing to do with you. Javante don't want nothing to do with you. You know what I mean? This is it for you. So whatever you got to do to get George in the ring, do it. And what was I hearing? Oh, we should change the narrative that the fight got to be in. Like, bro, your son said that he's willing to go to Jupiter for the fight. You ain't got to go to Jupiter. Go to Australia. It's not complicated. I just don't know why people are treating this like Devin got fucked out of a fight. No, he did not.
You had just another point. Just another point.
Go ahead, Jose.
So sorry to cut you off, my bad. Just another point. Like, Camboso never asked for crazy money. He just asked to go to Australia. He never asked for like crazy amount of money. Like, if you.
No, I mean, I agree with that. But even if he did, hold on. Even if he did, he's the man that beat the man. And they thought that, and I said it, like, if you go to the videos that I did in November, after the fight, late November, I said, this dude is not going to bend over for y'all. You know what I mean? Like, he's not. Y'all going over there thinking a shot of A-side or some, like, this ain't Jeff Horn, in other words. You know what I mean? That everybody kind of looked at Horn as, oh, he's a piece of shit. He just got lucky. Da-da-da-da-da-da. That's how they looked at Jeff. And I looked at that shit. I'm like, yo, I don't know why y'all think George is going to do what y'all tell him to do when he has a better victory than all of you at lightweight, than Davis, than Ryan, than Haney. So Haney seemed closer to the fight to me than those two guys. But even him, it's like, yo, dog, you got to do whatever you got to do to get him in the ring. Do it, because it's what happens after that fight that's important. Not that fight. You could win that fight, but it's after that. That's what matters. And they never get to after the fight because they always fuck up the fight. It's ridiculous.
Hey, Julius, let us not forget there's also, too, unfortunately, there's probably most likely some tribalism involved there, too, you know.
I mean, yeah, but this... No, I mean, I can't even deny that there's tribalism involved in the shit. But, you know, my response to tribalism is, okay, if that is that person's view of boxing, then I don't need to give a shit about that person, because all you give a shit about is what pertains to you. Well, I don't give a shit about you, period. So keep your tribalism. Nobody cares, bro. Nobody fucking cares. And I said this last year at the end of November. It's going to come down to Loma and Devin. And out of those two, ask yourself, who's likelier to go to Australia?
Loma.
Easy. It's not complicated. It never was. If Lomachenko, as a reigning, defending, unified, lineal champion, was willing to go to the UK for Luke Campbell, what makes you think he wouldn't go to Australia to fight for those belts and get them back? It's not complicated. It never was.
The difference is
Australia is closer to
Lomachenko
his
knows
country.
that he is the shit, that he is the top guy. He knows it. Maybe people don't agree, but in his heart, he knows it. So it doesn't matter where the fight takes place. It doesn't matter for him because he knows that he has what it takes to beat all those guys. Devin Haney, I don't know if he really believes that. I don't know if he believes that he can go to Australia and defeat the A side in his home in a decision because Devin Haney is not gonna knock out George Kambosos.
But he's not. He's not.
No,
He's not.
but Loma, even if he goes to the cards, he knows he's going to win. The same way Usyk knows he's gonna beat all these other guys.
I feel like and you know what Ugas said. Ugas, shout out to Steve Kim. He sent me a clip of the three knockdown rule. And in the clip, what Ugas said is Lomachenko is willing to go there months in advance just in case there's another shutdown. Just in case they close the bruh.
Wow. See, Devin ain't offering that.
That's what Triple G should do with Murata before.
You know what I mean?
Damn, that's dedication right there.
Yeah,
The only thing that Devin Haney
shows
puts
you
on the
he
line
really
is
wants
Loma's that dude, man. Loma's that dude.
This is the type of shit that I'm talking about that I'm like, look, your promoter has money, Devin, or you know, Eddie, because he's technically not his promoter since they don't actually have any paperwork on Devin. They're on a fight-by-fight basis. Better still, you have resources. And it's almost like, it's not that you don't have resources, you just don't want to do what you have to do. That's what I see, that you don't want to do what you have to do. At no point in the buildup of this situation should I have heard, well, let's change the narrative that the fight has to happen in Australia. What do you mean change? It's not a narrative, bro. It is a demand. You can either meet it or you cannot meet it. Now, Lomachenko's willing to meet it, and it seems like you weren't. That's what I see. Because I didn't make Bill say that shit, and Bill definitely ain't say that shit for no reason. You said, let's change the narrative that the fight has to be in Australia. To accommodate who? You? You not, like, bruh. Motherfuckers will sit there and fuck up a fight in front of everybody, and these motherfuckers will tell me that, I'm supposed to be mad that Loma getting the fight. You wildin', bro. You wildin'. This division went to shit.
Yeah.
Also, if
it's
he had,
better that Loma does get the fight, you know, because then maybe we'll get some stuff going in the division again.
Yeah. Real shit.
Now, question of like if Loma, that's a question. If Loma actually, if he fights George, beats him, does he fight Haney after that? Which I think
No.
No.
See, you know what the situation with, and I want Devin to get fights. Here's
There's
the
a
problem.
rematch clause too.
I want Devin to get fights, but here's the problem. He gets paid or has been getting paid so much that for regular fights, for a Jojo Diaz fight, for a Linares fight, that when it comes time to fight a Loma, you're going to want more money than everybody else is willing to pay you. Bob is not going to give you that. Bob is going to give you a number. You're going to take it or you're going to leave it, bro. I don't give a shit what Eddie paid you to fight Linares, bro. I don't give a shit about that. If he want to overpay you and fuck off that money, that's his problem. This is what we're going to give you, and you take it or you leave it. And that's what the problem has always been with Devin, that he makes so much, he's getting so much already, that if you got to get him to fight somebody, they ain't going to want to pay him. So easy answer. Let's say Loma beats Kambosos. Does Loma fight Haney? I think Loma would in a heartbeat, but Bob ain't going to want to pay Devin.
Hey, Jules, who was it that was saying, was it Devin's father or was that Larry Ellaby or one of them that was saying, you know, oh, so-and-so makes this much money per fight, but we ain't going to pay him that.
That was fucking.
Oh, that was Leonard.
That was Leonard. And the difference between when Leonard says it and when Bob says it is, wait a minute, you call Davis the A side to everybody at 130, 135, and 140. How you talking all this cash shit and then when somebody talks some cash shit to you, you crying broke. If your fighter is really for real a pay-per-view star and an A side, then making a fight with Devin Haney shouldn't be shit. Look at Canelo. This motherfucker's giving away $10 million paydays. The motherfucker's like, that's an A side. That is an A side. Like,
what you know what the funny thing about it? You know what the funny thing about it? That Teofimo was getting more in his minimum pay than Tank in his minimum pay. Like, he was getting like roughly $1 million.
That's true.
Teofimo was getting like borderline 2.
That's true.
Like Tank's career is a lot of smoke and mirrors, like, in my opinion.
Bro, la carrera de ese muchacho un fracaso, man. I literally have reached the point where I don't watch his fights. Let me read the super chats. Lomachenko deserves it more than Devin, and it boils down to ambition. I'm sorry to say, yes, it does. And those of you that follow this channel will know that I wanted Devin to get the fight. I was pulling for him to get the fight. But if you fuck it up, you fuck it up. What am I supposed to do? You fucked it up. You got your daddy doing podcasts saying, let's change. Like, bro, you need to go to Australia, bro. That's what you need to do.
Wait, how old is Tank?
Tank is like 27, bro.
He'll be 28 this year.
No way. I thought he was like 24 or some shit.
What's up with his court case?
My age?
Well, I mean, to be real with you, look, I haven't heard nothing new about his court case, but I'm going to put it to you this way. And I said it when it happened. I feel like they're going to make that shit go away. I don't know how, because there's video footage of him fleeing the scene and leaving the vehicle, but I feel they're going to make that shit go away. That's what I think.
They're going to put Matt Murdock on his case. That's what's going to happen.
They're going to dig up Kardashian, and he going to do the case. Real shit, yo. They gonna beat the case. Like, I looked in my crystal ball and I'm like, bro, he ain't gonna get locked up for that shit. As funny as that shit would be, he ain't gonna get locked up for that shit. Fuck out of here. Look at Rolly. Rolly had like 8 girls. Rolly had 8 girls telling the same story, and somehow he got out of that shit.
Rolly, man, that dude. He's a piece of work, man.
And let me tell you what, I believe them girls, cause he looked like a creeper. He looked like
he's a scumbag, man. I mean, just every time you see his face, he got like this weird face, like something stinks. You know what I mean? Like,
he looked like the type of dude that'll jerk off in the movie theater.
Who reminds me?
Who wears a fur jacket in the middle of hot-ass Las Vegas weather like that? He looked like he walked out a Rocky movie or something.
Bro, his dumb ass.
Yo, Jules, you know who reminds me? Have you ever watched Sin City?
Sin City?
Yeah, the yellow dude.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that dude. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Like his countenance, like without glasses, he just reminds me of that.
Oh shit, yo, dog. But for real, he like the type of cat that you can't leave it. Like, let's say you got, girls you cool with and all of that. He like the type of cat you can't leave him around them because he just gonna do some dumb shit or he gonna say some dumb shit.
Gotta better stay away from my sister, man.
That's the kind of dude he is that you got to tell him, mira, deja mi hermana quieta. Leave her alone, bro, right? No comience con tu vaina.
That's like
have y'all noticed on his...
Yo, catch me up. What did I miss, Jules? I just saw you
talking about. Let me clue Drew in. We was talking about the Haney shit, right? And the Haney, Camboso, Sloma shit, and how there's people on social media that are upset that Vasil Lomachenko is going to end up getting a fight. And I'm basically saying, well, I'm not upset because ever since he lost them belts, this division turned into doo-doo. You had the same opportunity to do the fight that Loma had. If you don't do the fight, that's your fuck up. Period.
I mean, his daddy's too busy going on Twitter chicken talks with double agent Isan. I just gotta bust his balls real quick. But nah, we gotta change the narrative. What the fuck narrative? The narrative is take your ass to Australia. George gets paid more, and that's fucking it.
That's it.
Terrence Crawford would have went over there.
Yo, look, Bud.
Also, what's his claim to fame though? That's the fucking point. Like, what's his claim to fame of Devin Haney? Like, what's his big fight? Like,
is an email champion. That's what.
Like Jojo Diaz.
No, listen, we're not going to. We're not going. This what we look. Wait. This is what we not going to do. I don't call him an email champ because I don't blame him for that. Like, I don't call him because I don't. That's not his fault. But what I'm gonna say is, this was the last straw for me. You know, all that shit they've been saying about Devin, I didn't appreciate that shit because he fought Jojo Diaz when Ryan was supposed to fight Jojo. He fought Linares when Ryan was supposed to fight Linares. So I'm not going to get on him about all that other shit. But what I'm going to say is this, I got to blame you for this. I didn't blame you for none of the other shit, but I got to blame you for this because you had the same chance to do that fight that Loma had. And you know y'all got more money to play over there. It seemed to me you fucked up your own bag.
And Jules, like you said, Jules.
Yes, sir, good.
Go ahead, AJ.
No, I'm saying no, Jules. I wasn't hating on Devin. I'm just saying that's what his haters will say. Like, you know, that's his claim to fame for being an email. I was saying I was in disrespect.
I dig it.
Yeah. So I just wanted to clarify that.
Devin's claim to fame is spending money on jewelry on Instagram, hitting the mitts with Floyd. That's pretty much it. And how do you? This is just me as a business person. You got George and Teal on the zone fighting. If George wins, how do you already not have an offer drafted up on the contingent fact that he might win and you can fucking negotiate within 24 to 48 hours, Jules?
Bruh, that's the point that I'm making, and that's the point that I've been making since late last year, that you have a limited window of opportunity to do this fight because we all know Lomachenko gonna go after this man. So you got maybe a month or two before they order that fight. And what you do, your daddy talking about, well, we need to change the. All right, bro. All right, you told me with that. You told me everything I needed to know just with that. All right.
I mean, that's not the first time that happened because also happened with Teofimo because Danny was supposed to fight Lomachenko. He was calling him out and all that, and Teofimo took the humble route. And I want to tell you this: as much as a fuck up that Teofimo's been lately, he's the most proven lightweight, other than Lomachenko.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Not only the Lomachenko fight, like he has the Comey fight, and Huertas, and he has Nakatani. So, these other dudes want to have like leftovers, and you know, like Gamboa and all these guys. Like, come on, man. I give Devin Haney credit for the JoJo fight, but not as much because, come on, man, he's a blown up 126 pounder. But he took the fight. I give him credit for that.
No, yeah. Like I'm not even gonna pretend that his resume is the greatest in the world. It's just when I see, because I was reading through a lot of the comments and I saw a lot of the stuff on social media in reference to the fight, and I'm like, why are they acting like Devin has been victimized? He had the same opportunity to negotiate the fight that Loma had. You ain't playing with a handicap. You literally had the same chance. If you blew it, you blew it. And I see all the signs that you blew it. I see all the signs. What you mean change? It's not a narrative. It's a fucking demand. Motherfuckers need to stop saying shit they hear other motherfuckers say. You know what a narrative is? Morgan Freeman at the beginning of The End of the World, that movie with Tom Cruise, the alien shit.
Yeah.
That's a fucking narrative, bro. When a narrator is that's a narrative. When George says, I'm fighting in Australia, that's not a narrative, bro. That is a fucking demand, period.
Julius? I mean, was also, I don't have a problem.
I just got to say this too about the situation. Go ahead.
Not bad, but I was saying I don't have an issue with that either because, like, George paid the cost to be the boss. He went to T.O.'s backyard, beat him for the belts. So if he wants to fight in Australia, that's what Devin's got to do. It is what it is.
Yeah, if the shoe was on the other foot, if the shoe was on the other foot and it was Devin that beat T.O., right? Imagine George telling him, no, let's change the narrative that the fight has to be in America. What you mean, bro?
Bruh.
What you mean, bro? Me and Drew say this all the time about this era of American fighters. They're fucking entitled, bro. They don't want to go nowhere. They don't want to. No, you got to come to me. Like, man, you ain't even got it like that over here. Stop it. Could you get 50,000 people to come see you? Because that's what they doing for him. They trying to get 50,000 people down there to come see him. Can we get 20,000 people to come see you? Stop it. And I don't even dislike Devin, but that shit is so corny. Like, yo, stop acting like you a star. You not a star, right?
That's the comparison with Kobe Bryant and Jordan.
I have a question. I make this question because I think we need to talk more often about this guy's purses.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say Devin Haney. What he's making per fight, more or less?
Over $1 million.
Over $1 million. Okay. Do you think it's good for that $1 million now?
No. Okay. Absolutely not.
What I think is happening is this. Devin Haney is a matchroom fighter, right? Yeah. So Eddie Hearn goes to this talented kid and tries to lure him with a huge purse, with a good contract, in expect to insert himself in this market, in the American market. But at one time, if that investment doesn't pay off, Eddie Hearn gonna say, okay, you are asking me for $2 million, $2.5 million. I can't pay you that because the gig is up. I cannot pay you what you are not giving me.
Yeah.
And Devin Haney, if he wants to make more and more money, he needs the big fights, the big names. And at this point in his career, the guy that can actually beat have really good chance. I mean, he has a chance to beat in the lightweight division. Is Josh Kambosos.
Yeah, and he fucked it up.
Yeah, because
exactly.
If he goes to 140, nah.
Who you gonna beat up there, bro?
No.
Who the fuck?
He ain't gonna last long.
And we've been highlighting that on this channel. Haney is the one that knows the jig is up. He can't win. He's not going to remain undefeated. He can't go to 140 and beat any top 5 guy right now.
No,
he's not going to be favored at all.
No. And we can run down. Listen, we can run down a list, and it ain't just Haney. It's all the lightweights. It's Ryan. It's Teofimo. It's Devin. Think about it. Would you pick Devin Haney to beat Subriel Matias?
Oh no.
Would you pick Devin Haney to beat Regis Prograis?
Nope.
Would you pick Devin Haney to beat Josh Taylor?
Nope.
Would you pick Devin Haney to beat Jose Ramirez?
Nope.
It's fucking wild out here. I'm like, yo, dog, this is why I said this was the straw that broke the camel's back to me, because y'all know I ain't been knocking that kid. I don't call him an email champ or none of that shit. But I'm like, if you don't place the emphasis on this fight that you need to, I'm not going to feel sorry for you. This was it for you. This was it. This guy, you can beat this guy. And your focus should not, no, the bag. No, fuck the bag, bro. Let the bag come after this one. You need to beat him. Whatever you got to do to get him in the ring. Get him in the ring. Nah, your daddy. Oh, we need to change that.
That's a reflection of
it's like you always call it, Jules. You call it a microcosm of America. These dudes want to retire already off one fight. And from Haney, Benavidez. Although Benavidez, I think he's gonna slap Samson around if Samson keeps fucking up.
I don't trust it, bro.
I don't trust it either, though, because Dave is no fucking boogeyman, bro.
The reason I don't trust it is because it's like he was gonna leave in 2018. There was a story that he was gonna take an offer from Top Rank to go over there, and they pulled him back. And that was 3 years ago. Now, in the last 3.5 years, they really haven't gotten you shit, bro. They didn't get you the Plant fight. Did you really want that fight, or was you just capping? Because they didn't get you that fight. You let Samson slow that shit down. They didn't get you the Charlo fight because Charlo don't want nothing to do with you, right? And you still over there. It's like, I'm wondering, what kind of situation does he have? Because all they seem to do for you is fuck up fights. That's it. Your highest payday, highest reported purse. Who knows if he got anything other than that? Is what, $1 million for Anthony Durrell?
Hey, Jules, real quick, what's that? What's Paco talking about? Is that fight off?
Yo, the story is via inside sources. Brian Castano has suffered a torn bicep, so they may postpone the fight. Hopefully, it's postponed and not canceled.
Coppinger posted it.
Elevate Tintazu and see if Charlo want to be his Huckleberry.
Bro, they just
Jules, you know damn well if they can get him a fucking close to a 7-figure, 8-figure payday if he takes that fight to Australia and they put the belt around Tim.
And
these guys ain't built like that.
That's what I was gonna say. That like, yo, you know what? Imagine that fight in Australia for all those alphabet titles. Them Australians will go fucking crazy, bro. Cause they go crazy over Tim Tszyu versus fucking Jeff Horn. So imagine all them belts. But these guys don't want to go nowhere. They want to hide out in America. And they'll say, yeah, they act like they stars knowing that they not. Like, bro, come on, be real with yourself, bro. You're not a star over here.
And you know it was very telling. You know it was very telling. Ugas' interview yesterday with Steve, where he's like, I don't have no problem in this boxing business with my guys, because his fucking guys want to be fighters.
Basically,
he gets them fucking fights.
Yep.
The American fighters, like, look at Ryan. Ryan don't want to be a fighter. He want to be an actor. AB didn't want to be a fighter. He wanted to be a hip-hop guy. Motherfucking Jamal, not Jamel, because I like Jamel, but Jamal, he want to be like a street guy. And he like, you're not a street guy, bro. Like, you got by a couple of joints in New York, bro. That's how I know you not a street guy. They hoodwink you, bro. That's fucking pitiful. A lot of the American guys, they don't really want to be in there, bro. Well, at least certain ones don't want to be in there. Certain ones, they just want to be everything but what they are. Like, bro, you a fighter, right? So go fight. But you got no confidence? Let me read the super chats. Luis Puentes says Devin is gonna end up like Crawford with no fights. He might. According to Paulie Malignaggi, he claims Devin's belt was downgraded like Lennox Lewis's WBA belt. Is that true? No, that's not true. That's not true. The version of the title that Devin has is the one you need to be undisputed. How do we know? Because Canelo Alvarez made sure to pick it up on his route to undisputed. You need the world titles to be undisputed, not franchise. Otherwise, he wouldn't have bothered to fight Avni Yildirim.
I mean, also, it's a fucked up situation because when Lomachenko got elevated, I think Devin was the interim champion, not like the legit one. So he got elevated to the legit champion, but he's a champion nonetheless. Like, we cannot take her away from that kid.
Yeah, like it would be easier. It would be easier for me to say some shit like, "Oh, he not a real champ," and this and that. But look, Canelo Alvarez made sure. He made sure I gotta get the world title. So he fought. He made sure. Let me take care of Avni so I could hold on to my world title. If not for that, he wouldn't have fucking bothered with that dude, B.
No,
the only reason he fought him was because it was mandatory.
Yeah, he fought for it, like that's what I like, he fought for it.
I mean, it's funny, like everybody, like Canelo's they want to criticize him for fighting Avni, right? Where like, and they want saying like, oh, why is he fighting this guy? I'm like, well, do people not remember when David had the belt, he was going to deal with him as well?
Exactly.
I mean, he was David's problem first. That's what people are forgetting. It's like so Canelo took on that assignment when he picked up the WBC title. It's that simple.
Now, just moving off of the Devin Haney shit, because I feel like I've said all I can say about that situation. It's nothing more to be said. Like, motherfuckers gonna be mad because they got they little agenda. But as far as I'm concerned, listen, bro, you had the same chance and the same amount of time to negotiate a fight with that same guy that Lomachenko been told. You had the chance, bro. All right? You're not gonna convince me that fighting Loma is a duck, bro. I don't give him no chance to beat Loma at all. You the easier fight because you ain't going to knock him out. You know what I mean? Like, be real.
Just to add to that, like, I remember when he couldn't get the Lomachenko fight, he started, like, this stupid-ass beef with Gary Russell Jr., Emmanuel Lewis. How I call him.
Right.
Yeah, like, come on, man. Like, how you go?
Yeah, like it's too to me. It's too much dumb shit, and I'm like, look, the facts are what the facts are. George won those belts, and you guys had the same amount of time to do the fight. You didn't do the fight. You're not a victim. You're not being deprived of anything. It's simple, all right? You didn't want to do what you needed to do to get that fight, and Loma did. That's all it is, bro. That's literally all it is. I would have liked for Devin to get the fight, but if you fucked it up, you fucked it up. What I'm going to do? Act like you ain't fuck it up? Nah, you fucked it up, bro. You fucked it up. Because if this guy's willing, if this guy is actually willing to fight Vasyl Lomachenko, that ain't no motherfucking duck. He about to lose, bro. He ain't scared of shit. Like, I gotta give George credit too, because I'm like, are you really gonna fight Loma? Damn, you just don't give a fuck then, do you? I respect it. I respect it. Like,
shit, how many motherfuckers would took a tune-up fight?
Yep. I guess he was serious. He said no tune-ups. So
listen, if it was me, I'd have chose Devin. Like, man, that's the easier fight. He probably gonna tickle my face, but he probably gonna tickle my face and shit. But I stand a better chance with him than Loma.
Hey, just real quick, have you heard about the rumor of Andrade and Benavidez? Like, I actually would have loved to see that fight, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah, the el promotor, he won $7 million and all that shit. Yeah, we been talking about that shit.
Close
to $10 million. That fight didn't even worth that much. That fight didn't even worth that much at all.
Bruh,
I would have given you 7 if you Charlo, to be honest. But
mira, te lo voy a decir, esa pelea, the market value of that fight, right? If you were gonna play it to where you actually want to make money off that fight, that is a $6 million fight, and I'm talking about $6 million in guaranteed purses, the max.
And you're being generous.
I am, because the reality, because you know why you know how I know I'm being generous? Can Andrade generate you $1 million to $3 million? Can he do that?
No,
I don't think so. David Benavidez selling cheap tickets in Arizona. You think he a $3 million fighter? No. But if you want to get him in the ring, you know, you got to give him an incentive. So you give him an incentive. You say 3 for you, 3 for you. You're both interim or trying to be interim or whatever the fuck you're trying to do, right? 3 for you, 3 for you. And what we'll do is we'll promote this thing, because this is where promoters need to promote. After you do the fight, you do whatever you got to do to sell it, bro. You have to sell it. The way that promoters do shit now, they don't really try to sell you the fight like, yo, Demetrius might get stopped. Yeah, I mean, you want to see him get stopped? You don't like him? He an asshole, he a cornball? Yo, he might get stopped. David fake as shit. He ain't no boogeyman. He about to get exposed. You sell a fight. You do what you got to do to sell a fight, because neither one of these two guys really is a $3 million fighter. You got to turn them into that.
And that would be a beautiful fight, because it's like, which of these two fighters will be exposed? Like, the stamina problems of Andrade, or, you know, the limit of the limit, yeah.
Because he's limited.
Yeah, he only does like crazy uppercuts, and then he ends up to the crazy hooks to the head. Like, it's predictable. Like, he's wide open to the body. That's why I don't give him no chance to Canelo now.
So
to me, Benavidez should move up, though. Like, he's a huge.
No, pero es que ya se sabe porque él no se quiere moverse. Ellos no tienen cinturón en el 175 para ese muchacho. The PBC don't have literally nobody for him to fight at light heavyweight. So they're literally going to keep him there at 168, even though from what I see, he needs to move up.
Yeah, that's bizarre, because he's pretty much being, he's like a slave right now. Like, damn, like, it's kind of bizarre, because at 175, I see him fighting better, to be honest with you, and that's a small ass division. So,
bro, he like a super senior. He like a super senior. Que he got left back.
Just got like maybe like 5 years after you.
Yeah, because
you remember in high school it'll be a motherfucker with a full blown beard. In high school, you'll see a big old mother like, yo, that motherfucker go here. Yeah, that motherfucker fucking super senior, bro. You're super duper senior. That's David P.
Who do you see David fight next? What do you think? Who do you think's next for him? Or the PBC going to serve up for him?
Who? Devin?
Oh no, David.
David.
Benavidez.
Benavidez is going to fight Lemieux next. That we know. He is going to fight David Lemieux next in a WBC final eliminator. Beyond that, you could play with the idea. You could play with the idea that maybe he fights the winner of Plant versus Charlo, but that's if that fight happens. We don't know if that fight is going to happen. Or maybe the fight does happen and the winner don't want to fight him.
I feel sorry for Lemieux. He about to get fucked up on something.
Yeah,
crazy.
he about to get fucked up. Like Lemieux finna get ran over. That's a given.
Like a lamb.
He might retire. He might retire.
I think he's like a sacrificial lamb, to be honest. Like,
you know something? If these guys would stop waiting with their hands out for the Canelo lottery ticket / payday and just stay busy fighting each other, Canelo might actually want to fight one of them. You know?
None of them want to do that though. Like, look. Here's the timeline, country. In 2020, at the beginning, before everything got shut down, Samson let everybody know that fight is not going to happen that year. He said it, 2 fights. I want to do 2 fights for David, and then we'll do the pay-per-view. En route to the second fight, he blew the weight. You know what I mean? The rest is history. You know what I mean? If you would have made it a point to, all right, this is going to be David's next fight, the Caleb Plant fight. We want to do that, right? Even if you got to do it in the bubble, Canelo would have had to come see your boy. He would have had to get those last 2 belts. This moron, he delayed the shit so long, now your boy ain't got nothing. No belt, nothing nobody needs. Nobody wants his ass except for Eddie. And you going to price him out of that fight too. Bro, these dudes is hustling backwards.
I mean, Jules. I mean, to add on that right quick, like this boxing it's a theater of the unexpected. We don't know what could happen. We don't know,
bro.
That's why.
I'll tell you what I know. There's a fight out there for David where he can make anywhere from $6 to $10 million. It's and the winner will be a Canelo runner, the number 1 fight for Canelo, and that's David versus Zudo in a Mexican showdown.
Oh, but
they don't want that. They don't want that.
See,
but I guarantee you, the winner of that fight, Canelo would fight.
I love that fight.
The winner of that fight Canelo would fight immediately.
I mean, also he was invited to a Super 6 and he didn't go.
Yeah, I give Drew props for that. That's a great fight.
This because that's the angle that nobody talk about. Kind of like how I bring up Oscar Valdez when he was at Feather and Leo when he was at Feather, right? That would have been the biggest money fight in that division. I shit you not. When they was both at Feather, if they would have fought, that would have been the biggest money fight at Feather. But because of the politics, that shit ain't even get talked about. Now, because of the politics, this is some shit that don't get talked about. That instead of worrying about Charlo, right? Well, don't nobody even be watching him, bro. Fuck him. And Plant, who just got his ass beat, who you need to fight, is Zerto. Call Oscar. Do what you got to do to get out of this dick in the booty contract you got, and see about doing that fight. All of Mexico will show up. Fuck around, I'm gonna show up.
That'll sell out. That'll sell out within 48 hours in the Azteca Stadium in Mexico City. Canelo would be forced to fight that winner just on some Mexican shit.
Bruh, whether you do it in Azteca in Mexico or you do that fight in the West Coast, I could guarantee that's a money fight. You don't even need a belt.
Or they could do. You're right, Drew. They could do it at the Raider Stadium and pack 60,000 and get a $30 million gate.
That shit has all the ingredients of fuck belts and fuck politics and fuck boxing. Let's just fight. Cause we both tall, and we both at 175. Let's just fight. Fuck it. Bro, everybody will go to that shit. Fucking Canelo will go to that shit. Like
I said, the winner cuts a promo in the ring calling out Canelo in Spanish in front of all of them.
Bruh, motherfuckers don't got the mentality. Like, even Zerto, I'll say this. Even Zerto don't have the mentality for that because he was playing games. You was on the right side of the street for all the light heavyweights. You the one that decided to leave. That's your fault. Now you hoping Matchroom will let you fight Bivol. That's your fucking fault, bro.
I got to pick your genius real quick, Jules. What was your biggest takeaways from Ugas' interview?
My biggest takeaways from Ugas' interview, honestly, what I noticed about him is how relaxed he is and how confident he is because he, unlike many of these other guys, believes in his product. He believes in his fighters. think about like when he talk about Usyk, he said a war would not stop Usyk focus. A war would not stop because you know Ukraine going through that shit with Russia right now. Usyk ain't worried about that shit. Like, man, listen, man, motherfuckers gonna get shot, and that's cool, but I'm gonna get these I'm gonna keep these belts. That's what the fuck I know.
And I love when he says like I don't butt in boxing strategy. I do the papers.
Hold on, my wife being lazy don't want to open the fucking door. Let y'all carry the conversation. I'll be back.
No problem.
And then what I liked, he said Usyk has a psychiatrist on his payroll.
Loma got one too. I think he'd be right.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yes, he has he has a psychiatrist that Ugas says that he has during every camp and throughout the year.
What the hell is that?
Where Isan in here?
He was.
You in the building? Or he must have dropped off.
He must have went to Chicken Talks.
He right here. He right here. This is what I'm gonna say, right?
I love that about Usyk.
I watched Ugas's interview with the 3 knockdown rule. Shout out to Steve Kim. And what I took away from it is it was straight talk. Ugas didn't leave a lot to your imagination. It wasn't no cryptic talk. It wasn't no bullshit. Like, it was different from what you hear from everybody else because for him it's simple, bro. Fighters fight. Fighters ain't supposed to be we ain't here to do all this show shit, all this smoking. Man, we ain't here for misdirection. We ain't here for that. Fighters fight.
It ain't your money, Tyson. It was the Saudis, and you wanted a fucking bullshit tune-up before the Usyk fight, you fucking dosser.
He can't even make up his mind, and his own fans don't see it, that he can't make up his mind what excuse he's going with. You saying that Usyk wasn't ready? Is that what fucked up the fight? Or is it that Anthony Joshua wanted too much money? Because you saying a lot of shit, and it can't be both, bro.
Jules, he's told so many lies, he doesn't know which one to run with.
That's how you know he a liar. That's the most common shit with liars. You can't keep up with all the shit you saying. And one minute you saying, Usyk wasn't going to be ready. He wasn't going to be ready on this month and this month. Next minute is, AJ wanted too much money, so we couldn't. Man, which one is it, bro?
Saying Usyk couldn't be ready when he's fucking in shape and playing with the Ukrainian professional team. The fuck out of here.
Exactly. Now let me read the super chats. Luis Puente says, who does Devin fight if he don't get Camboso? Shit, I don't know. Chris Algieri?
Fuck you.
Oh shit.
Hey, Richard Coleman? Hey, I know who a perfect opponent for his debut at 140. Give Rod Salka or Ivan Redcatch a call.
I mean, listen, them guys is there, man, and they there. And listen, Ivan Redcatch is there to lay down. Like, unlike a lot of other guys, he is there to lay down. So I don't know, Ivan Redcatch.
Hey, Jules,
dust off Rod Salka.
I mean, just right quick. Could I switch gears right quick? Because I just wanted to bring up the subject of the PBC because, like, did you still didn't catch the Barrios Thurman fight, right?
Nah, I still ain't seen that bullshit.
Okay, I mean, like, so I saw the post-fight interviews. I saw Barrios quite a few times, and I'm noticing, like, even though he's kind of like, pat himself on the back, he kind of looked like he was upset and wanted to cry. And according to me, that's kind of what I saw. I saw he was probably he was kind of upset, maybe holding back tears. And I noticed, like, before the fight, he was saying, like, he took the fight because nobody else would take it. It was a tough fight. Now, if we analyze the whole situation, Thurman Barrios, none of it made sense. None of it. Like, the whole fight didn't make sense. Two guys coming off losses. One was a light welterweight that's coming off a knockout loss. So my point being, like, I think that PBC might have served Barrios to Thurman on a silver platter.
Oh, I mean,
like the but at 135 there.
I mean, because, like, it would make sense because, like, if you get a chance, like, I could actually, send you the end of the
send me the link. I'll watch it. You know why I didn't watch it? You know why I didn't watch it, Jay? Because Keith Thurman's whole career don't mean shit to me. Like, and I'm not saying that
not to me either. Yeah, I know.
But like, being real, that the fighters that I'm keeping up with, like, bro, you ain't about to do nothing. You ain't about to do shit. Like, I'm more interested in Ennis versus Clayton than I am in Keith Thurman. I don't care about, like, man, go ahead, man, go do some interviews, bro. Like, you not trying to, you know what you gonna do? You probably gonna sit on your hands and wait. Because that's what you've been doing.
That's what I'm saying. Because like, why? Just right quick, Jules. Because like, why? I mean, like, why serve this guy? Why serve Barrios to Thurman? Why? Like, it makes no sense.
Why? Because it ain't safe. Look. When you serving Barrios to Thurman is the same thing they did with Jesus Cuellar and Gervonta Davis. Remember, Jesus Cuellar had lost to Abner Mares.
I remember.
He sat out for 2 years, right? It's the same shit. Like y'all just trying to give him an easy one and keep him in the winner's bracket. Y'all just trying to do that with Thurman. Y'all needed to give him an easy one because he hasn't fought in 2.5 years. You feel that his name has value. The boxing community just showed you, no, it doesn't.
And that's where I'm gonna parlay the point in. What does Keith Thurman do when he goes in to see Al and the purse is cut? And he had a humbling experience with that pay-per-view fight. And I think Al, I think Al's the snakiest of snakes. Al is doing all this shit, one, to steal the money and just run off scot-free, but also check the fighters, like what you was getting paid. But yesterday's price is not today's price.
Not, it can't be.
And these fighters are realizing that they're not getting paid no more because they're on pay-per-view. You getting a base salary, and the base ain't even what you used to get from Showtime, from all this money.
I'm going to say this, and I'm going to try not to sound like a broken record. But a lot of these so-called business guys, it sounds like they just didn't understand how this works. That like, yo, pay-per-view is maybe money. Maybe if money. You know what I mean? That's all pay-per-view is. They put you on pay-per-view for a nominal guarantee of $1 million. Or 1.5. I saw so many different numbers in reference to what Keith got for this fight. The lowest number I saw was 750,000 plus a pay-per-view upside. But we know there was no upside. So your purse was 750,000 then. If those numbers
and we know, Jules, we know how Al Heyman works. That 750,000 is contingent on whatever the whole show does. So if that show's in the red, sorry, Keith, you're getting 500.
These guys that prided themselves on all this business, and I don't know, man. Motherfuckers just go with the flow too much and don't realize, yo, dog, you need to be an independent thinker. You need to think for yourself. At this point, the way the market is, the guaranteed cash is what you want. Now, Mikey, for all his faults, he's a smart motherfucker. He seen that say, like, y'all gonna give me $7 million for Jesse Vargas? Shit, sign me up.
Yeah, Mikey's like on training day. He's a low down, ruthless vato.
But you can't hate. What was smarter? I'm gonna ask. Who you think made more money? Mikey fighting Vargas or Davis fighting Cruz?
That's a no-brainer.
I mean, but the downside to that marked the beginning of the end, because then that kept Mikey out of the ring for nearly 2 years. He wants all this money probably for Sandor Marty, priced himself out of the Prograis fight, and here we are.
No. He never wanted that Prograis fight.
Oh no, he priced. That's what I'm saying. He priced himself out. He priced himself out. He didn't want it. That's why. Yeah.
No, Mikey makes no qualms about. He's not a fighter. He's a fucking independent contractor.
He is. He's a mercenary if he's anything. But I'll give him this much, though. He understands the business. That's why his last 2 fights have been on Matchroom and DAZN. He does, like, for all the things we say about his record and all this different stuff, he's the only one that actually is business-minded. I'm not going to worry about no bitch-ass, punk-ass, maybe-ass pay-per-view. Bear in mind, this guy fought Spence in what was a successful pay-per-view. But after that, he's a smart guy, and he knows, I ain't going to sit here and play with this maybe money. You got 7 for me. I'll take it. You want to give me listen, they gave the man $1 million to fight Sandor Martin. That's crazy, bro.
And Spence pay-per-view numbers have been down ever since that fight.
He's a smart guy. I give him.
This Spence Ugas is going to be another bloodbath on pay-per-view.
I honestly think so. You know why? Because, and I've said it before, you heard me say this, that Danny Garcia is more well-known amongst casual boxing fans than Ugas. And if all you got with Danny was a reported, because that's what the report said, a reported 250,000, what you gonna get with a guy that people know even less than him?
Jules, what do you see it doing?
I don't know, bro.
They couldn't. What did they get with Pacquiao? He couldn't even get 250 with Pacquiao. Ugas,
bruh.
Do you see it doing more than 3?
And see, this is the thing. The people that bought the Pacquiao fight, we know who they bought it for. And only 2 and change bought it. Only 2 and change, right? So take Manny out of it, right? Take Manny out of it. What does Ugas get you, bro? The only ones that I see as hype for this fight is the usual suspects. And I'm not trying to be fucked up. I'm keeping it real. Them guys don't buy fights. They don't buy fights, bro. No, they don't. They fucking don't. No, they don't. Stop it.
This is on Showtime now, right, Jules?
Yeah. It was that, yo, and I haven't even had the chance. See, this is why I got to keep drawing these panels, man. Listen, what does that tell you? That Fox was going to use Errol as the centerpiece for their PBC programming. And now, man, go ahead, Showtime. Y'all can have it.
What it says is, Jules, you was right when you brought this up back in 2020.
Yo, I mean, like, it's not even, it's just like, yo, it's comedy, bro. What's happening now? What I see happening now. And listen, it's not just because I'm a Crawford fan. It's because, there go that sound. It's not just because I'm a Crawford fan, right? But I see a role reversal. Don't you see? Keith Thurman versus Mario Barrios did a fraction of what Crawford versus Porter did. Y'all was just clowning Crawford. Not but a few weeks, his haters, they was clowning him in his numbers. But look, Crawford's last pay-per-view did better than Davis's pay-per-view, did better than Thurman's pay-per-view, did better than fake-ass Boogeyman Ortiz's pay-per-view. His pay-per-view at least 130,000. Now, what I see and what I hope, because Crawford, I think, is still my guy. I fuck with that guy. I want him to talk to Adam Smith and talk to Ben Shalom and work it out to where you fight Josh Taylor. Because I don't think Josh Taylor want to stay at 140 fighting fucking mandatories. Like, bro, I give a fuck about them guys, bro. Crawford is the fight, so work that shit out.
I think Josh wants to stay at 140 just long enough to shut one of these kids up.
Because they're gonna take too long, bro.
Yeah.
You think how many fights you think Teofimo gonna need to fight Josh Taylor? Bro,
y'all know what Josh
said.
Y'all know what Josh said about Teo? Like after he lost the Cambosos, he released a statement saying like he's not getting that fight now, but I promise you when he does, he's getting hurt. if he ever does.
Look, this the shit, right? This the shit. Josh want to fuck him up. Like if you told Josh, listen, take care of Catterall and we gonna give you Lopez, he'll stay there for Lopez, but that's not how it's gonna happen. Lopez fuck around gonna fight Barboza. I don't know what's gonna happen, bro.
Oh.
You gonna fuck around?
I think Josh wants to just whoop on. Josh wants to hurt all them little chumps.
Yeah, but Josh, this is the other thing. Josh a big motherfucker for 140, bro. He can't keep making that shit. He could say what he want to say. Motherfuckers always say some shit. He can't keep making 140, bro. He too big.
I think he'll fit into 147 just fine.
Yeah, 147.
And you guys know what Josh Taylor is, right?
That shit happened at the right time too, B. Y'all know what Josh Taylor is, right? Boom, boom. That shit happened at the right time, B. I love that sound because it always happens when a motherfucker say some old shit. Motherfucker say some shit. Boom, boom.
About the Spence fight, I think what happened there was if Fox has some grade of competence, they have someone there that knows something about boxing. That he's not Al Heyman. And if that person is there, is gonna tell Fox executives, look, Errol Spence may be done for. After that eye surgery, he may be out. And we're gonna let this guy fall and crumble, and our network, nah. Go to Showtime, guys. Go to Showtime. If you win, okay, you might come back.
But it's also the numbers, Leo. It's also the numbers that you just had Manny Pacquiao, 7-division champion, all-time great, storied career. You just had him fight Ugas. And the name value of Manny Pacquiao was not enough for the pay-per-view to crack 300,000. Then you look over at Errol Spence Jr.'s numbers and how ever since the Mikey Garcia pay-per-view, it's been a downward trend from 360 plus to 277,000 to 250,000, even though I'm pretty sure it was less than 250. So what's he going to do with fucking Ugas, the guy that just tanked with Manny? What's he going to do? And we're going to spend money on this? Go to Showtime, bro. Get out. You're good. Go to Showtime. That's what I see.
I don't think it cracks more than 300.
The other thing that the Mikey Garcia fight was well promoted.
Yeah.
At that time. Promoted with lies, with a bunch of lies.
Yeah.
It was well promoted. All these other fights, no. They weren't well promoted like that.
You know, my question about, you were talking about Spence. My question about Spence is, okay, how long can he go on like that with his eye until he ends up like Layman Brewster did? You know?
I mean, listen, this is the thing, right? And this is why I might end up buying the fight. We don't know the physical state of Errol Spence Jr. Everything is speculation at this point. But you can hypothesize that if the man had to sit out all of 2021, then it wasn't no motherfucking joke. Because you just missed 12 months, bro. You missed 12 months. So it couldn't have been some bullshit, right? Because you don't miss a year over some bullshit.
That's a massive recovery time, man.
Exactly. And this has to be said. Fundamentally, with all the skill set it takes to be a boxer, I can't give Errol anything over Ugas other than maybe power, maybe.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Ugas is a superior technician. But in terms of just skill set and putting together different aspects of boxing, totally, he comes from the Cuban school.
Yeah. And listen.
I mean, this fight looks a lot like Charlo against Harrison.
Mira, yo tengo que decir esto en español porque la esposa mía está aquí y ella no sabe cómo hablar en español.
Diablo, tú te pasas, man. Así, ¿no?
But Charlo's a better fighter.
Déjame decir esto.
Tan igual.
Con una mujer con un maldito culo así, ¿verdad? Ugas está ganando, men. Está ganando en todo. En todo. Le ganó a Manny Pacquiao. La esposa tiene un fucking culo grandísimo. ¿Tú viste la esposa de ese tipo, men? Esa mujer...
Tiene a Arrow bebiendo, imagínate.
Yo lo que estoy viendo es que posiblemente es el año del Uga. El año del Uga. Eso es lo que yo veo, que she got fat ass and he beat Manny Pacquiao and you just happened to stumble into the Errol Spence. Everything is coming up Ugas, bro. Everything is coming up Ugas. I think he stands a legit chance of winning this fight.
Yeah.
I'm going to go a hot take. I favor Ugas. He's the one living a fighter lifestyle 24/7. He's not out here partying. He's not out here flipping Ferraris. He's not out here taking HIV risks with you-know-who.
You know what? I mean, but you know what? I think that's the selling point for me, because, like, I think I'll actually buy the fight. Know why? Because the selling point for me is, we're Earl lose. If he does, I want to see that shit.
Yeah, it's just like Golovkin getting knocked out. I'm mad that Golovkin didn't fight Andrade, right? I'm mad about that. So if you told me that, he want to fight Canelo again, I need to see that, because I want to see you get knocked out.
Yes.
For not fighting Andrade.
That's the selling fight. Will the third fight go the distance again?
Yeah, and I'm settled doing that one. Like, Canelo will stop him this time. The third one, he'll stop him.
Can the old man turn the clock back one last time? That's going to be the selling point.
But that's the selling. That's the selling point. But we know, bro, Golovkin getting stopped in that third fight, bro. if there is a third fight.
And I'll tell you where he's getting stopped. He's getting stopped to the body.
Listen, and that's if Ryota Murata. That's if Ryota Murata don't eat a fucking senzu bean and stop him first.
they both gonna need them shits. They both gonna need like 2 bags.
I can't see Triple G getting stopped to the chin. I can see it to the body though.
Bro,
after that Derevyanchenko fight.
Look, I'm just gonna say that Murata must know some shit that we don't know. That this is who you're fighting after 2 years on the couch. This is who you must just. So you just the toughest motherfucker in the world, then, huh? I'm gonna get off the couch. I know I ain't fought in 2 years, and I know the last guy I fought was Steven Butler. But let me fight Gennady Golovkin. Like he just. Oh, so you got all the ball hair. You just all the chest hair, all the tough shit, tough hair on your knuckles and all of that. Cause I'm like, yo, you could fight anybody as a comeback fight. You want to fight him? You must know something we don't know.
Hey, Jules, one of the dudes in the comments wanted me to mention something about his comment because I guess he felt you didn't talk about it. He said Benavidez was a weight bully that ran from 175 when he was put in the WBC top 10 rankings, fighting career middleweights. Calls out 2 more middleweights moving up. Could defend his belt and no elite wins, is what he was saying.
He's not wrong. When he blew the weight, I believe that's what he's talking about. They tried to rank him as a light heavyweight, but he decided no, he want to stay at super middle and fight Lemieux, yo. And he the boogeyman and all of that. He the boogity man, boogie oogie. It's well out here, B.
I know for a fact David saw the backlash after Samson was talking that shit and made that video to post. They see what's going on. They watch the relay, man.
Hey,
they watch boxing.
I don't want motherfuckers. Now, you know what I'm scared of, bro? That motherfuckers is watching the relay, and I decide to move to Los Angeles, and motherfuckers just start fucking setting it on me. Be like, hey, what the fuck? The relay guy, right? Pop, pop, pop. Shoot me, dog. Shoot me, dog. Let me read the super chats. What happens if Canelo signs the 2-fight deal with Bivol and Triple G, and Triple G gets slept and loses? Is Canelo still obligated to fight him? No. He wouldn't. In that scenario, he wouldn't be obligated to fight him. I think in a scenario like that, he might have to fight John Ryder.
I think Canelo's smart enough to be like, hey, Triple G lost, but you still owe me another 45. It'll be something in the contract like that.
I mean, like, I don't dismiss that.
They'll give him John Ryder after that. But
hey, Jules, you gotta remember one thing, man. If they're coming after you, man, they might come after us too. We are supporting cast.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, what if I say some shit like, listen, man, that motherfucker jab ain't shit, and then motherfucking phantom jab, I'm in the fucking what's that shit they got in California? In-N-Out Burger?
Yeah.
Eating a burger, motherfucking jab my burger.
Hey, y'all, that's already happened to me. Berlanga challenged me to a fight in my DMs when I was talking shit, and I was like, I'll meet you halfway. Yeah, I thought I'll meet you halfway. Fight me in the cage. And he fucking shut up.
Oh,
bro, y'all need to leave these boxes. Listen, man. This is my disclaimer. Y'all can't stop me from saying what I think. Long as I ain't talking shit to you, you can't get mad at me. And I don't be talking shit to nobody. I'm in my little corner, right? My little corner talking my shit. I ain't bothering nobody.
The thing is about this channel is it keeps it to boxing. I'll talk shit about what you're doing in the ring. I give a fuck what you're doing when the fight's over. But if you look like shit in the ring, you look like shit.
Hey man. You ain't supposed to get knocked down by Coceres in this.
You know what?
That ain't weapon. That ain't weapon.
You know what? On second thought, I favor Drew against Berlanga. I'm picking Drew by way of knockout.
I gotta get in shape, bro. I'm 6'1", like 290 right now. If I get
you just
down
gotta watch. Listen, Drew, watch that Coceres footage, bro. Watch that Coceres footage.
I'm confident in an MMA fight. If I'm at like 240, 250, I'll sleep Berlanga to the ground real quick.
Now listen, look, you know what he gonna do. He throw the same 2 punches all the time. Just weave the last one, get under that, get behind him, throw him in a feint. It's a wrap.
Double leg takedown, easy.
And remember, you know how to do it. You got to push the back of his head into your forearm so you go to sleep, B. You know the rules, B. You know the rules, B.
Jaguars said get him with your Nerf guns.
Motherfucker try to get me out here.
Hey, Jules, have you gotten that Floyd Nerf gun yet, or whatever the gun he's selling? Have you got one yet?
I ain't get the gel gun yet, B. I gotta buy that shit. For
they got a gel gun?
Gonna buy it. Hey, that could be on the intros of some of the relays.
Slime people like Ghostbusters or something, man.
Jail blast.
I'm gonna get that shit. Like really, for real. It's 60, but I'm gonna get that shit just for the fuck of it.
Jules, check this out, man. There's this one gun. It's called Bug Assault. And you put salt in it, and it kills flies. No joke.
Stop lying.
I'm not. What? It's called Bug Assault. It's real.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you what. Send me a link to that gun because I don't get flies and shit like that. But on my balcony, we get these motherfucking hornets, bro.
Where do I send you the link at though? I ain't got.
Shit. Just post the link in the comments of this video after I upload it, cause I would like to be able to like it don't be flies around here, but it be hornets and shit. Like they all summer.
Fun, man. Nah, that shit's fun, man. It's killing shit. It's fun.
So for this fight Saturday, Brooke and Kyle, what will satisfy everybody?
Look, my heart is with Brooke. But my head and my sense of humor is with Khan, bro.
I'm saying.
I wouldn't look, cause Brooke is fucked up because I'm scared that Brooke will lose. I'm scared of if he lose, he might not be able to handle it. You know what I mean? Like you can see it on his. This is everything to him, B.
I mean, because he gotta live. I mean, he gotta live in the UK after this.
By the way, speaking of which, I'm sure we've all seen the video by now of Dominic Ingle doing something I'm not going to mention on his channel. What the fuck?
Bro,
I missed it. What did he do? Bro,
you don't know. Look. Kel Brook poured a thing of sweat of his own sweat.
Oh shit! That's
into a beer mug, and Dominic Ingle drank that shit, bro.
What the fuck?
Oh, that's nasty, man.
Fuck.
Why would you?
I bet you Errol Spence got some ideas for after watching that.
Bro.
Now Errol Spence.
Come on, man, you're making me sick. Don't say that. That's nasty.
That was fucking nasty. That was fucking disgusting.
We listen. I know what Drew was about to say. We ain't gonna do that, bro.
I know what you're thinking. I know what he's thinking. No, we ain't doing that.
Hey, that sounds. Drinking that sweat's worse than what Marquez drink.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Nah, because at least Marquez was drinking his own shit, not the next motherfucker. At least he could like, yeah, it's pee, but it's my pee. All right, you drinking his sweat. What kind of relationship y'all got?
Y'all know what's going. Y'all know what's going to get Ryan kicked out of Joe Goosen's gym. Y'all want to hear this? All right, so like they training, right? They handling their business out of nowhere. The door is like, y'all ever seen Zoolander?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Out of nowhere, the doors are gonna fly open, right? And there's gonna be a white light and some smoke. And the song "I'm Too Sexy for My Shirt" is gonna start playing. Then like Ryan goes strut in. Ryan goes strut in with some designer boxy trunks, doing a catwalk. All over.
I mean, like,
he's gonna do the look. How is it? The silver tiger that.
The blue steel, bro.
Steel, yeah.
The blue steel. You gonna hit the bag.
Oh my god.
Yeah, ese tipo está fundido,
Joe gonna be like, all right, bro, get the fuck up out of here with this shit.
Not real shit. He's gonna be like, Joe, let's work the pigs.
And I was gonna give the kid some credit if the fucking Isaac Cruz fight came off.
Yo,
oh my god!
I could. You know what the worst part about all of that is? I could wholeheartedly see that shit happening. Like, right, Ryan, let's fucking work. You got it, Joe.
Yeah, I'm actually proud of the kid and the shit
watching
that
to
actually
see
happened.
what
Like,
you
I'm
will
actually go to his
do.
YouTube channel. Like,
Yo, I could really see that shit happening. Like you know what's like. I could see Joe getting mad that he got like influences and shit. Like he'll have Logan in his shit. Like, why is Logan here?
Yeah.
Who's gonna spar with me? He's boxing tomorrow. I need a sparring partner.
I think he's gonna
And
get mad like seeing all those
don't let
cameras and
Ryan
shit,
start
like,
copying
yeah.
some of Joe's fashion choices and show up and trying to take Joe's drip.
Listen,
up in
D,
denim.
on some real shit though, like now that he said that, I could legit see the whole thing getting fucked up based on stupid shit that Ryan do. I'm making a TikTok video, Joe. You want to come? Like, bro.
Yo, oye, Yuli,
Did y'all see the video?
Es un señor viejo, man. Like,
I mean, did y'all see the video on Fight Hype where like he explained what happened, like what Tawks broke down? It's like before the video, he's like doing his hair and like modeling for the camera, and
Yo,
I'm like,
listen. Now that you said that, I could legit see Joe just getting fed the fuck up. That like he's making TikTok videos and shit. Like he literally kicked him out the gym.
Watch it happen. Watch it happen. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
I can really see that shit happening there. Like, yeah,
yo,
like that.
Can you imagine, like, just like down on the mental? It's like, yo, can you get on my right angle? Like what? Like, no.
Like, Joe, let's spar with the camera facing this way so it catches the side of my face that I like.
Yo,
they'll be like, Joe, I got an idea. I can hit the sparring partner to the body, then they can just go down really fast, and I just pose for my TikTok right quick after I do it. Like,
Joe, take a picture of this.
Oh, like he just like what came with some random dude. And he's like, who's this? Like, oh, he's my dude. You know, he's part of my episode today on my channel, like channel. Like, we don't trade, dude. Like, we don't train, my dude.
Yo, between Ryan and Rolly, the lightweight division is fucked up.
God.
I'm the Bante baby now. Me.
Rolly, don't hit my hair. You're messing it up.
Bro, between them two, between
I'm messing your hair. Come here.
Yo, B, between them two dudes, man.
Ryan,
have you seen him training, yo?
Right after he punches somebody after the first round. Damn, I broke it down, guys. We need to fix this shit. Get a new glove as well, and some mascara on it. I mean, come on.
I seen Jose. I seen the footage of Rolly sparring, right? That he was like defensive highlights.
When he was getting his ass whooped by a ghost. With a
He was
ghost.
like this.
He comes back to the corner. What happened? He threw glitter in my eyes.
Yo, a mí lo que me da, like, the other dude actually was trying so hard to make him look good.
Yo, like that's the same. When I seen it, I'm like, bruh, if you wanted to fucking hit him, you'd hit him, bro.
Like, bro, if you see through his headgear, like, you can see his face. Like, yo, come on, man. Like, you can fuck this up. Like,
bro, lo más malo es que posiblemente Rolly va a ser que noquee a Gervonta Davis, B.
Yo no lo dudo.
Rolly looks like he got his coat from BB Galini, man.
Go ahead, Jose.
No, all jokes aside, at the end of the day, Tank struggled with a small lightweight.
Yep.
Second of all, Tank struggled at lightweight, to be honest with you. Like, he wouldn't knock Gamboa out if it wasn't for the Achilles thing. Because, bro, like, that was some hard-ass, like, 12 rounds, my dude.
Tú lo ves. He's had 2 fights at lightweight, and he practically went the distance with Gamboa, who had 1 leg. With a guy that had 2 good legs.
He actually stand up. What's the referee who stopped the fight? He was ready to stand up.
So think about it. His track record at lightweight, Gamboa went 12 with you on 1 leg. Isaac Cruz, who's smaller than Gamboa, he went the distance with you, bro.
No,
so big dumb Rolly Big dumb Rolly with his big dumb punches.
Baby!
Hey, let me ask you this. Let me ask you guys this. Do you think Tank would have fought the Gamboa that Crawford fought?
Hell no. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No.
Hell no.
No way. No way.
Hell no.
Gamboa's being knocked out, but in order to knock out Gamboa, you have to disintegrate him, like some kind of shit. Like you, in order to like knock him out, like on some like, oh, I just knock you down. Like you actually have to like fuck him up.
My God, let me respond to this. Syph, but Cruz is tiny, bro. Like for real, like he's little for lightweight, bro.
He's
like
representing the lollipop gang at this point, man.
What? I don't even think he's 5. I think he like 5'2".
Nah,
he made Tank
5'2".
look big.
Tank is taller than him.
Too.
Bro,
yeah, man. Hey, Cruz is the leader of the lollipop gang, dude. He's that little.
Down his punches. That's another thing. Though.
So what
like,
might happen?
Doing the same thing.
They're gonna make the Rolly fight, and Rolly gonna shock the world with one of them mad punches.
Yo, loco, man.
Yo, get ready. Hey, yo,
do that, man.
Yo, get ready for the victory. Get ready for the victory speech. Get ready for the victory speech. Hey, Rolly. How does it feel to shock the world by knocking out Tank Davis?
Oh, you guys, I just want to take out him and you say, over here.
That's not even a victory speech, bro. Jim Gray gonna walk over there with the mic. Jim Gray gonna walk over there with the mic. Rolly, you just shocked the world. How do you feel?
No way, we did it. Oh,
My scream! I'm the WPA champion now.
Oh my God!
Bro.
Like y'all know what he suffers. Y'all know what he suffers from. Y'all know what he suffers. He suffers from stank face.
Bro, yeah, because
every single time I see a video of him on Fire, he just got this look like he just smells something that smelled awful. Like
man, I just said it, the yellow dude in Sin City, man.
yeah.
Remember before what's his name? The main character was like I know he's there because thanks. Like
all right, fellas, y'all have a good night. Hope the shadow ban's off, Jules. They've been stopping your notifications.
I don't even know. Be on that note, gentlemen. Yeah, I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm tired. And yo, real shit though. Y'all gotta think about that. Tank ain't no big punch at 135, man. So when he fight Rolly, look out, bro.
I'm gonna just get
Jules, one, the link is in the comments twice, and you got more super chats.
All right, Bet. Let me read the super chats before I go. Ryan and Rolly Lightweight's very own Beauty and the Beast.
Good one, Jacob. Good one.
Oh damn.
Oh shit. Luis Puente said Rolly walks around with the blue steel fit. Yeah, the shit. That's the face he got on the Reggie. Let me see if it sent any more super chats. I think that's all of them. All right, y'all. Peace and stay out of trouble.
Have a good night, Jules.
Sorry, y'all. Take care.